What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Drive with Mario Smith, live from the third largest city in North America. I am Mario Smith. We are here today again, live from the promontory here in beautiful Hyde Park, and glad that you guys are here to join us. A lot to talk about today: killer grizzly bears and Will Smith and all kinds of things. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday afternoon wherever you are. Truly appreciate you being here, and it's no small task that everybody watches this and checks us out. Thank you to Hal and Travis for putting me in there, getting me nice and set up for today. Yes, this is a Devin Hester shirt, if anybody cares. And what's going on in the world? There's a lot going on. So, Gliss normally joins me at this time. I don't mean to sound nervous. I'm not. Gliss normally joins me. We do a little talk. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey, high five, all that. But he is working behind the scenes on something. So he'll be back in a minute. I can tell you this. We are super happy to the folks from the Promontory here in Chicago, here in Hyde Park, for allowing us to have day 2 of the Drive with Mario Smith here at this wonderful establishment. You come here when you come to Chicago, check out some good music. It's all kinds of events that take place here, community events and all kinds of cool stuff. And again, we're really glad that you guys could join us today. So there's still a lot of fallout from what happened on Sunday night with Will Smith. And people are it's a divide. And I think it says more about where we are as a country, that there's even a divide about something like this. Oh, there's a ladder, by the way. It happens. That there's a divide. And people are trying to reason with how they feel about what has happened. And I don't think it takes that much reasoning. You know, you can't assault someone. You can't. Because if you do, there are consequences for that. I don't think Will Smith's going to face any consequences outside of the court of public opinion, and the judges are all over the place on that. I don't think it's going to hurt his career or do anything crazy. But the problem is, when will people stop talking about it? When will people decide that they've had enough talking about this? It is a fascinating conversation on one level, and it is a ridiculous conversation on another. It's almost to the point where it's played out and it's silly, and you shouldn't be having this conversation anymore. But I guess it's only Tuesday, which means we'll still be on it tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. I will say this though, I wish I could concentrate more on him winning for Best Actor than this. I wish I could have enjoyed Questlove's speech when he won for Best Documentary. Questlove and the roots are important, and I wish that could have been celebrated. I wish we could have celebrated Coda a little bit more than we did. That movie is important. It's important, right? And we're still talking about a 53-year-old man assaulting a 55, 56-year-old man on stage. It's unfortunate and it's ridiculous. But people have their opinions, and they're strong opinions. I'm telling you, for the last 2 days, I have been getting into it with people who I thought had some interesting things to say, and some people who had nothing interesting to say. So it's what it is, right? Before we go into headlines, I also want to mention to you a few things of great importance. First, thank you to the folks who are checking it out on the show today, on our passengers: Robust Badger, Zuho in Ohio, Temporary Dolphin, Karimus, Lucky Aardvark, that's important, London, and Stacy in Texas. Texas. Thank you guys for being passengers on the drive today. And let me also just remind you that as of April the 6th, there will be a new schedule on Backchannel.tv. All these times I'm about to give you are Eastern Standard Times. And these shows are awesome. From 6 a.m. and when the Back Channel day begins, it's Haley and Allison live from the UK with Haley and Allison's Good Morning. And then from 8 a.m., it's Live Every Day with the inimitable, that's the word, Liv Harrison. She's awesome. At 9 a.m., Kate and Will on Tuesdays and Thursdays only. And then at 10 a.m., our friends Jam and Renee with Get On Up. And then at noon, the Anthony Davis Show. But on Wednesdays, it'll be Word of the Day quiz from noon to 12:30 Eastern Time. And then at 2 p.m., the number one man on this block of great talent, your pal Hal Rudnick is the dude, along with super producer Travis, super producer one, and then super producer one is Jonathan Glissmeyer, and he's the producer of The Drive with me, and we're at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget you can leave a review of all of our shows on backchannel.tv. That's very important. If you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to jump in the chat at any time. If you're watching us, or rather if you're listening, you might be watching on an Amazon supported device. Please feel free to get in and interact with us, as we love that so much. Today we're going to be talking about killer grizzly bears. What else we got? Hold on. A killer grizzly bear. Let's see. Trump's 7-hour gap in his phone log, and Joe Biden literally being Clint Eastwood in a moment that's caught on tape, which I don't know if we have the tape or not, but Joe Biden is not having it, not standing for any games. So we got that and a whole bunch more sports and culture stuff and entertainment news. Of course, we'll talk more about the slap because nobody wants to stop talking about it. So we will do all those things in just a moment. Going to the headlines, U.S. regulators today authorized another COVID-19 booster for people age 50 and older, a step to offer extra protection for the most vulnerable in case the coronavirus rebounds. The Food and Drug Administration's decision opens a fourth dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines to that age group at least 4 months after their previous booster. Until now, the FDA had cleared fourth doses only for people 12 and older who have severely weakened immune systems. The agency said this especially fragile group also can get an additional booster, a fifth shot. The latest expansion, regardless of people's health, allows an extra shot to millions more Americans. That's not written right. Once the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention weighs in with its own recommendations. One lingering question is whether everyone who's eligible should rush out and seek the dose right away. And also, soccer club owner, ally of Vladimir Putin, sanctioned oligarch. Could diplomatic go-between be added to the resume of Roman Abramovich? The 55-year-old billionaire has swapped the skybox seat he once proudly occupied at his beloved Chelsea soccer club in Britain for a spot on the sidelines of negotiations between Kyiv and Moscow aimed at ending Russia's bloody war in Ukraine. The silver-haired oil and aluminum tycoon stood in the background today as Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan entered a hall packed with negotiators in a government building adjacent to the 19th century Ottoman palace Dolmabahce on the shores of the Bosporus in Istanbul. It was left to Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov to try to explain Abramovich's role. Abramovich has been, quote, ensuring certain contacts between the Russian and Ukrainian sides, close quote. Peskov said, but it's not an official member of the delegation. He said both sides have approved his role. And those are the headlines at the top of the hour. When we come back, we will start our world report with news from around the world. And Jazzy Chicken and Robust Badger, thank you guys for being here. Truly appreciate you. It's the Drive with Martin live from a throat-impaired Hyde Park in Chicago at the Promontory here in the beautiful neighborhood of Hyde Park. We'll be back in just a moment. This is The Drive on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon-supported devices. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the drive. Hey, there's a thing that happened during COVID that a lot of people got in on. It was the PPPs, the loans. They were supposed to be loans for people who had businesses and people people bought three-wheel motorcycles with them here in Chicago. I don't know if they call them three-wheel motorcycles, but whatever it is, they bought them, and they did not have businesses. And apparently, uh, this is a much bigger issue than even I thought it was. It's being called the biggest fraud in a generation, the looting of the COVID relief plan known as PPP. Um, People bought Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and Bentleys, and Teslas, of course, lots and lots and lots of Teslas. Many who participated in what prosecutors are calling the largest fraud in U.S. history, the theft of hundreds of billions of dollars. I know people, I'm not, man, I can tell who got up on the PPP loan just by looking at how they became very extravagant in a really short period of time. And by short period of time, I'm talking days, like in absolute days. They went from, hey, could you help me, to, yo, how about I help you? let me peel off some of this for you. Is this enough? Like that. People took full advantage of the PPP loan, and there were people who could have used that money. I know a mother of three that could have used it, who had a business, but because they had got so bad with the fraud and stuff, that she was not able to be a part of that program. And again, even though we were all shut in and couldn't go outside and had to stay home, there were people who had bought some really dope automobiles. And in the neighborhood that I live in here in Hyde Park, I would see them and I'm like, yo, you getting into that? Where'd you get that money from? How you getting there? So there was a lot of that. Um, I wonder how much money. What do you think? So $800 billion was handed out in the Paycheck Protection Program, and there was 90 to 400 billion stolen from the COVID unemployment relief program. Most international folks were doing that. Another 80 billion was pilfered from a separate COVID disaster relief program. Even if the highest estimates are inflated, the total fraud in all COVID relief funds amounts to a mind-boggling sum of taxpayer money that could rival the $579 billion in federal funds included in Joe Biden's massive 10-year infrastructure program, according to prosecutors, government watchdogs, and private experts who are trying to plug the leaks. It's unprecedented for this much money to have been stolen at one time by everybody. I can tell you one person that didn't know, me. Because when I saw PPP loans, I was like, loan? Paycheck Protection Program? No, no, no. I'm good. I'm struggling because this virus is killing my friends and I can't work and, all those things. But something tells me that free money, because this wasn't a loan, I take that back. These were grants. Free money isn't always smart money. And there's no way I was getting involved in that. And again, like I said, I know people who got caught up. It's an amazing thing that so many people took advantage of this program who had absolutely no reason doing it. But the only reason they were able to get away with it is because this country was in a panic, in my opinion. And people are like, yo, I need some money. I'm not mad at them for doing it. I'm sad that most, if not all of them, will end up getting caught. It's a thing, though. Some people needed a lot of help. and that help was not coming fast enough. And then there were people who didn't need any help at all, and they took full advantage of this operation. And it's sad. It is one of the sadder things that's ever happened. But check out your neighbor's car. See what kind of whip they're driving. I'm pretty sure it's something fancy and a little schmancy. And you're probably like, where did they get that car? Here in Chicago, there were people riding around again on those three-wheel motorcycle things. And I don't mean like kind of riding on them. They were on it every day, getting it in. Like, man, I have never seen those before. Oh, yeah, that's right. Paycheck, payment, whatever it was called. And it was all over the place. Sure. There was news today out of Russia, which was interesting news, I guess, if you care about it, which you should. I mean, to a certain degree anyway. The U.S. believes that Russia's pullback near Kyiv is repositioning, not a withdrawal. That pullback is causing the two sides to have a conversation, though. Russia's defense ministry said today it would drastically scale back military operations near the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv and the northern city of Chernihiv in order to increase mutual trust for a potential peace deal with Ukraine, though advances on both cities had already stalled. Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby said the U.S. has seen a small number of Russian forces moving away from Kyiv, but stressed that it's too early to know whether the pullback will be significant. He goes on to say, we believe that this is a repositioning, not a real withdrawal, and that we all should be prepared to watch for a major offensive against other areas of Ukraine, pointing in particular to increased Russian activity in the eastern Donbas region. Russia has failed in its objective of capturing Kyiv. It's failed in its objective of subjugating Ukraine, but they can still inflict massive brutality on the country, he added. It seems to me, if that's true, that they are pulling back or repositioning or whatever they want to call it, sounds like it's not working. Sounds like the war on Ukraine is stalling a bit. Kind of not petering, but doesn't look good. There's only so much you can do, right? I mean, that you kind of, I had a phrase in mind and I wanted to use that I can't. You kind of found yourself in a position where you're putting yourself in a position to say, this is what's going to happen. I'm sure Putin decided when he made that decision that this is where they were going to go, that he figured 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it'll be done. It's still going. It's a month and a week, right? A month to 2 weeks, something like that. No end in sight. That's significant. So his pulling back could very well be, if you believe what the U.S. is saying, a repositioning because they know they can't get Kyiv. That objective has failed miserably. You know someone that doesn't fail miserably? It's my man Jay Bliss, who's in Portland. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Hey, there you go. Wow, well, look at that. You got bricks now. No more lights.
So, yeah, it's a work in progress. Like I said,
fancy setup you got going, buddy. I see what you're doing.
I have a green screen, but green screens are pretty complicated if you've never done one before, which I have not. So that's kind of, it's not a priority. I mean, it's there, but it's not like my number one priority. But I needed to get something behind me, and that screen thing is just, it's a little too in the way, too bulky. I kept getting nervous yesterday that Milo was going to knock it over, which I guess would have been entertaining for everybody else. But
no, I wouldn't have liked that. That would have been terrible because I would have had to yell, "Watch out, falling screen!" Milo would have been running around. Hey, by the way, man, I know you haven't been here in a second. Abundant moth. Willing butterfly, that's creepy. Quit. Giant flea and panicky dragon join robust badger, temporary dolphin, and the others.
I love those names.
I don't know if it's passages anymore or an animal kingdom, But or what was that? George Orwell's Animal Farm. I think it's more Animal Farm. It's kind of spooky. Hey, by the way, you wouldn't happen to have the theme from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, would you?
I can look.
Man, could you pull that up, please, and start? Whenever you start playing it, I'll start talking about it. Joe Biden basically squinted his eyes and gritted his teeth at a press conference, and, and really kind of just showed why he's Uncle Joe. The meme with him flipping his scarf, wrapping around his neck like when Obama was talking to him. That Joe Biden. Joe is a very aggressive elder statesman, and he's that run down the ramp. Joe has turned into, they let me conceal and carry. I'd shoot him, Joe. It's not going well for anyone. I was talking. I don't know if you heard me, Gliss. I don't know how much longer this thing in Ukraine is going to last, but Putin is not winning, and him not winning is very troubling. It's almost like when you're in a fight it's almost like if you slap somebody at the Oscars. Eventually, that person you're slapping is either going to fight back or make you look worse than you are. But this is a terrible analogy. By just standing there and fighting, kind of. So whenever you get the music, go right ahead. It'll fit. It doesn't matter when it's in, because it's good. President Biden on Monday stood by his comment over the weekend that Russian President Vladimir Putin can't remain in power, saying he had been expressing his moral outrage, not signaling a policy change. I was expressing my outrage. He shouldn't remain in power, just like bad people shouldn't continue to do bad things. But it doesn't mean we have a fundamental policy to do anything to take Putin down in any way. I'm not walking anything back, he said. Dude is turning to Clint Eastwood. The fact of the matter is I was expressing the moral outrage I felt toward the way Putin is dealing and the actions of this man, which is just brutality. So 9 words changed the whole course of this situation. The White House afterwards issued a statement shortly after the speech that said Biden was not discussing Putin's power in Russia or regime change, rather saying Putin cannot be allowed to exercise power over his neighbors or the region. He may not have meant to say that out loud. Again, and I'll say what I said yesterday. He may not have meant to put that out there like that, but he did, and everybody agrees with him. There isn't anybody that's like
he called it. Because we were talking about that, how they were trying to walk it back, like to try to not step on any toes, and he was like, "Man, screw that."
Say it. So hold your ground on that. You don't
I said that.
I said it. I told you. Come on. And one day America will listen.
That stutter.
I'm like, yo, man, I'm Joe Biden. Dude, you shouldn't be in power anymore. Since I can't nuke you, I'll just yell it. And maybe somebody in Russia will be like catching the hit. That's what that was. That's what it sounded like to me. He's not, of course he wasn't saying anything but what he said. I don't like this guy. There's a picture of President Obama talking to Vladimir Putin, and he punked him. He looked down at him, and I don't know what he said to him. And if I ever get a chance to meet the former president, I promise you that's one of the things I'm going to ask him. What did you say to Vladimir Putin? Because whatever he said, it kind of shook Putin up a little bit. And, Barack Obama being from our fair city here in Chicago, I can only imagine what he said. And it probably wasn't, I'll buy you a half white with mild sauce, salt and pepper on the bird from Harold's if you just calm down. It was probably a little bit more direct, like, dude, I'm going to make sure if we blow each other up, I'm blowing you up first. It was, so Biden knows the deal. He knows the keywords to make Putin go, let me not do this. And I'm telling you, just like I said earlier in the month, those economic sanctions mean everything. They shut all of that down. There is no playing field if your people in your country can't eat. If they can't use a bank, if they're crippled economically, they're going to be mad at him. They're not going to be mad at Joe Biden. They're going to be mad at him. Dude, you got us in a war. One, by all accounts, most Russians don't want to be involved with. And two, now we can't eat. We're suffering for your actions. Vladimir, nah, that's not going to stand. It's not going to last. Just remember one thing. If you ever see that picture of Obama looking at Putin, he's not looking directly in his eyes because Obama's tall. He's looking down at him. And it's that look of, son, I'm from Chicago. I don't care about you being,
man,
bro. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And so I admire if there's anything admirable about detente and war, that Joe Biden is like, I'm not backing down. I think that is great. I'm not walking anything back is just the most beautiful thing when an older person is very convicted in their position about things. Did you hear this about Donald Trump, that there's a 7-hour gap in the log from January 6th?
Of course there is. It's like that's my go-to line anytime you have anytime you say something about him, it's just like, okay.
It is.
I'm not surprised.
It is the most diabolical you know what ever, that this dude continues to have an impact on what's going on in this country. So apparently that day from like 11:17 in the morning till right around the time he got on the east lawn of the White House and was like, we gotta have peace, everybody go home. That there's no record of him calling anybody. We know he talked to Mark Meadows, because Mark Meadows was like, dude, what are you doing? Call your people off. And I'm not calling off nobody. He was as bad as Biden. I'm not walking anything back. 7 hours and 37 minutes of no documented phone calls from Donald Trump. Is there anything in you, Gliss, that believes that Donald Trump can stop talking for 7 hours and 37 minutes? No.
You don't have to finish the sentence. No.
Not to mention, they're scared to get him in front of a grand jury because he won't stop talking. He will tell it all. He's a blabbermouth. You know it's bad when I'm using the word blabbermouth. He's a blabbermouth. He's not going to stop talking. Why? That's foolish. He's got a lot to say. That's a problem, that there's 7 hours and 37 minutes, including when the building was being assaulted, of no record. No record of any calls from the President of the United States for 7 hours. The security of the world, unfortunately, is in his employ, and he did not log a phone call. Who knows who else he talked to? Did he talk to Vladimir Putin? Did he talk to President Xi from China? Oh, did he talk to Kim Jong-un? Oh, we don't know. That's 11 pages of records. That's a whole diary that nobody knows. The records show that Trump was active on the phone for part of the day, documenting conversations that he had with at least 8 people in the morning and 11 people that evening. The gap also stands in stark contrast to the extensive public reporting about phone conversations he had with allies during the attack. Oh my God, he used a burner phone, Gliss. The House panel is now investigating whether Trump communicated that day through back channels, phones of aides, or personal disposable phones known as burner phones. That's not how a burner phone works. Okay, that's fine. According to 2 people with knowledge of the probe, who, like others interviewed for this report, spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss sensitive information. The committee is also scrutinizing whether it received the full log from that day. The records show that former White House chief strategist and weirdo hair guy Stephen K. Bannon, who said on his January 5th podcast that, quote, all hell is going to break loose tomorrow, close quote, spoke with Trump twice on January 6th. In a statement last night, Trump said, I have no idea what a burner phone is. Yeah, he's lying. He knows what a damn burner phone is. Stop it. To the best of my knowledge, I've never even heard of the term. If I had something to throw, I'd throw it. You think Donald Trump doesn't know what a burner phone is? He's a slumlord. You don't think he knows? If he didn't have one, I'm sure one of his tenants probably had a damn burner phone. A Trump spokesperson said that Trump had nothing to do with the records and had assumed any and all of his phone calls were recorded and preserved. I will quote the great philosopher Jay Gliss. Yeah, okay. Sure. Hey Zohair, hey Timely Monkey. Proud Aardvark making a new or another appearance. Heroic Emu. Amazing Oyster. Amazing Oyster. Yep, we're Animal Farm.
I like the temporary dolphin.
Is that what that is? Let me see. I'm going back. Hold on. Timely Monkey. Oh, temporary dolphin. I see it.
What's the difference between a temporary dolphin and a permanent?
Full-time, a permanent dolphin or a full-time dolphin? Well, I can tell you, Gliss, one of them goes at the pool for like an hour or two. The other one just does it all the time. Thank you. The other one does it all the time. I mean, I'm not trying to like be critical of the gig because I love it, as you can probably tell. But we got to do something about Animal Farm because this is I mean, either that or you know what? Maybe Friday we do it again. Everybody has to come in with a name on Friday. Alias Friday. Is that what we were calling it?
Well, yeah, I believe
Name Friday.
so. I believe that this has become an option for people when they join the chat.
Okay.
I have to go back and check that, but I believe there's like an option now to make it a little easier for people to jump in.
Fair. I'm going to change my name. I suggest everyone change their name. What could I be on Friday? What would I be?
We could have that. Yeah, change your name Friday.
Drive with Repugnant Rooster, or Haberdashery Steve, or Gary's Rich Lather. I won't be able to use that one though. That was so good yesterday, man. Oh, I laughed about that when I got home.
I saw that. We were on a break when he posted that, and I saw you laughing on the little green room area.
Oh, that was so good.
And then I saw my chat pop up, and I went over and looked, and I had a feeling that's what, because I was like, that's pretty cool.
I talk like that in real life. Like somebody says, man, that soap had a Rich Lather, and well, anybody that knows me knows I said, I go, man, I went to high school with Rich Lather. Or if somebody goes general purpose, I always go salute. I heard that from listening to sports radio. I'm stupid.
There you go.
I'm not smart, so I act smart.
I disagree with that.
Gliss, don't bury a good headline, bro. I'm not the smartest man, but I know the difference. Ooh, I sure do. I want to go back. Anybody in Portland, were they doing heavy on the fraud with the PPP stuff?
I didn't hear about it specifically here.
I'm telling you, man, in Chicago, Illinois, oh, it was going down. Whew. You don't even know how to hook up a light switch. How do you have an electronic car? A lot of that. I see here, John Deere's driven vehicle on a farm. Is that wise? Yep. Do you want that on a farm?
I mean, that seems safer than the actual vehicles driving down the freeway at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, a farm. I mean, well, you know what though? What if you program them to do crop circles just to mess everybody's head up, and all they see is crop circles everywhere? That would be fun. I could go for that.
That'd be kind of cool.
Hey, why not? Everybody else is messing around these days, doing stuff. I'm just out here trying to live a life. And I really wish I could get the story to stand still. That's part of the reason why I'm stalling. It's not standing still to save my life. It keeps wanting to talk about an RV. Getting to everything you need to know about choosing an RV. Should we roll with that instead of John Deere?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, screw it.
I'd like an RV.
Oh, you know what? I think I know why it's not working. Hold on. I think I need to engage it Oh, there it is. Americans have been told for years that driverless vehicles were just around the corner. Finally, they're here on farms rather than along city streets, where tests continue in some places. Beginning this fall, green 14-ton tractors driven by no one will be menacing farms nationwide. That can fly night with no one sitting in the cab or even watching will come off the John Deere factory assembly line in Waterloo, Iowa, hearkening the age of autonomous farming. The development follows more than a decade-long effort by the world's largest farm equipment manufacturer and marks a milestone for automation advocates who have found themselves explaining why driverless cars aren't quite ready for prime time. You know what this does, though, Gliss? This supports what you and I have been talking about lately, stupid time clock change. You don't need to do it if you've got plows that'll work without someone in them. I see. That's not a bad idea. That actually has a little bit of sense to it. It's neat. I could go for that. Anything to make it so we don't have to do this stupid time clock change anymore. Shout out to Honest Cricket and Zohair and Proud Aardvark. By the way, Zohair lives in Honey. And Proud Aardvark lives in Timer. Perfect Wombat is here. Do you have any idea where Timer is or where Honey is in our fine country on the map?
Like where
I've never seen Honey. Yeah, Honey or Timer. I bet you though, there's a Honey something in the United States.
I'm sure there is. There has to be a place named Honey.
Oh hell yeah! And I bet there's a Timer too.
I'm sure there is
because this place is weird. So
we should see we should do like a day, like a game where we try to pronounce all the names of things in Oregon and Washington, because a lot of things are Native American names, and they're not the easiest to if you're not from here, it takes a while.
I've got a friend, a very good friend who I haven't seen in decades. My man Albert Lone Wolf, really cool dude, man. Such a good dude. And he would kill on that game because he used to talk to me about Indian, no joke. He used to talk to me about Indian names and he pronounced the names and I'd just be like, what? He's like, yeah, man, that's how you say that. Like, get out of here. And here in Illinois, Wisconsin, surrounded by Native American land. Yeah. All of this, I'm standing on their land. Yeah. Like every damn day I'm standing on their land. It is not lost upon me. Here in Chicago, same thing, standing on their land. You know, but that's not why you called. When we come back, we're going to have the Tay-Tay's favorite segment, the Community Report. We're live here at the Promontory, as you can tell, here in beautiful Hyde Park in Chicago, Illinois. My man Jake Gliss is on us here and making sure we're good in Portland. And we're glad that you're with us too, wherever you are and whatever kind of animal you might be. That's not a euphemism for anything. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon-supported devices. And we will be right back after these words. Welcome back. There you are. Welcome back, everybody. It's the drive here on Backchannel.tv. You know, I almost said it's the drive here on Mario Smith. That's not the name of the show at all. This is not the Mario Smith Network. Uh, please, Lord, it's not what I'm
You should
asking
have
for
said
at
it.
the
I
moment.
need more material for the blooper reel. So
Oh, just give it another. What we on till we got another hour, almost hour 45 minutes. It's still time.
my favorite is still my favorite, the one that sticks out. It was early on. It was, I think it was like the second week or something. You called yourself the drive.
I sure did. You don't think I don't think about that stuff often? Like, man, how much screwing up have I done? It's amazing that I don't get more emails from the company. Like, dude.
No, it happens. It happens all the time. I see it. Oh man, sports radio. You see people mess up all the time. There's this guy I used to work with, Curtis Rogers. He works up at 710 in Seattle now. He's a great guy. But when he left our station, we put together a blooper reel to play on air for people. And one time we were doing a recorded episode because the guy that hosted the show at the time, he did like he had a lot of stuff going on. He was a writer and stuff like that. And so sometimes he would have like two days in a week where he was traveling or something, and we'd pre-record some of the segments. And we were always, like, you never want to say that on air if it's a recorded segment. Usually it was an interview or something. But he totally outed him in his sports update. And it was just like a disaster. He was like going in circles trying to figure out the right words to say. And then he ended with, so coming up next on John Canzano, sports. And
that was it.
That was the last 30 seconds of like, it was just like a disaster 30 seconds of him just wailing, trying to make it right, and then promoting that we were going to talk about sports.
Sweet. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. Yeah, it could be worse. At least it wasn't. What did I say about hoes again?
Someone hit a hoe last night. Yes.
Yeah, and
we're talking about potatoes, though.
That's right, and that wasn't at all what I wanted to say. So there's some good bloopers coming. I'm sure people will enjoy them. Did you see the story I sent about the civilian? The former U.S. Air Commander that apparently was running a child porn ring.
Yeah, sounds like a great guy.
Yeah, and the picture of him is very disturbing in that it looks like they're about to give this guy a haircut. He's in a black sheet or something. Did he come in dressed that way, or is it like that's what they do in Sierra Vista, Arizona? I don't know.
Maybe he just got a haircut.
Oh, maybe they were going
to. They do that at some jails, don't they? They like cut your hair.
Oh man, I don't know. I worked many years ago. I worked at a juvenile detention center, and they didn't do that there. And you don't ever want to do that job, Bliss. Still bothers me. I didn't see anything like crazy. I didn't have any kind of like shock but it was disturbing to see all those children in a jail. That was bothersome. I mean, that really. I got some. That's a terrible thing to say. I got some good poems out of it, but it was bad, man. It was not cool. It was very, very bad. But this guy looks like they put him in a sheet, and he's looking like, okay, hey, Fred, how you doing? I'm ready for my cut. And they definitely, and it's like very matter of factly.
He does. I got him up on screen now. He looks like like he's getting a haircut. Like,
I'm just coming here. My wife's waiting on me for dinner tonight. I'm gonna just sit here for a minute. Hey, could you just take some off the sides and tighten up my beard? Give me a little low fade there. Doody. So what you been up to? Out here doing child pornography. What do you mean? Why are you asking so many questions? It's ridiculous. This guy looks like he is having the time of his life. But David Fraudsum, which is that gentleman next to me, was a top civilian commander at a U.S. air base in Afghanistan when he jokingly asked an IT technician for access to YouPorn. During his time in the war, this isn't a funny situation. I just think that dude's a goofball, and it makes me laugh. During his time in the war zone, Projum told one woman that he hired her because he, quote, wanted to be surrounded by pretty women, close quote, and routinely called others honey, babe, and cougar before he was ordered home after the military verified multiple allegations of sexual harassment. I would not recommend placing him back into a position. Hey man, listen, let me ask you a question. Make this a 3-shot if you can. Do you or have you ever had to do the whole HR thing where where they talk about sexual harassment for like 5 hours?
Yes.
Okay. Hey Milo, I see you. Milo. He is very upset with you.
He is. He's like, well, he's just like, why are we laying in here? He's getting used to it. It's better for him than being in his little kennel, you know?
Yeah. He nudged you like, dude, why are you sitting down? What is that, a microphone? But when you take those sexual harassment things, they are very clear. Saying those words are words you don't ever say.
The main takeaway from those things is like literally just like, so I'm just gonna stay clear of all of this. Like,
don't worry about me. I'm not touching you.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not looking at
got
you.
it.
I got it.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my company on blast, but we just did. It's not funny. We just did one, and everybody around here says the name of what the video was, or the program that we had to follow, and like you'll be in one part of the promontory and you can hear somebody going, "Our music, my body," like real faint off in the distance. Right. It is the funniest thing to me. Oh god! But this dude, creepy guy here, went from I want to be surrounded by beautiful women to child porn. That's a hell of a pivot. What in the world are we doing? What are we doing? Creep. He's a creep. And he's getting a haircut. I mean, maybe he just got the haircut. Doesn't look like any hair on the apron, though. But that dude is going to be in a lot of trouble in prison.
Creepy guy.
Oh my god! Exactly. That's bad. That's bad. Hey, civilian army leader and barber enthusiast, Fred Frosm, you dummy. You're going down. It's a wrap for
that's a good point. Is that his normal attire? Like,
that's what I mean. You like walk around town like, today I think I'm gonna Fred, what do you wear for Halloween? What do I wear every day?
Under there, like now I just like my head's trying to figure out like why is he in that? Like I need to know more about this.
Well, hey, Fred, we're having the annual Halloween party at the Sierra Vista Halloween gathering. What do you plan on wearing? I think I'm gonna wear my barber smock. What I wear every day. Just gonna walk around looking like this in the smock.
Typical.
I have haircut will travel. That's my motto. This is on my card.
Oh man,
that is really sad. All right, man. Enough of Fred.
Creepy guy.
Thank you for putting that picture up. Because gee whiz, that dude is some kind of a creep. Fred Frosm, going to jail for a long time. He led a child porn ring. I don't want to talk about it anymore. If you're on that, dude, tell everyone, if that's your bag and you're doing that, you really, get
help. Whew. Get help.
Man, yeah.
Get help before just get help.
That is bad. Speaking of dudes and no, this isn't a dude. This is a grizzly bear. But I really do want to know if that man wears that barber smock all the time. Because if he does, that's awesome. In a weird way, that he would just walk around Sierra Vista, Arizona, like, "Hey guys, how you doing? Going to get that haircut, huh, Fred?"
Maybe someone in the chat knows why. Like maybe if there's anyone in Arizona, they maybe fill us in on why someone would be wearing something like that when they get booked into jail.
Joshua was here in America. That's where he's in from, in Elizabeth.
So he might know. He might have a broad knowledge of.
An equal butterfly is here. along with guided wombat, cousin of perfect wombats. Animal Farm. What was I? Oh, the grizzly bear. So authorities in Montana have not tried to track down a grizzly bear suspected in the fatal mauling of a hiker last week because it did not appear to be a predatory attack. What? What is the difference? It's a grizzly bear. It killed somebody. It doesn't appear to be a predatory attack, so we're just not going to look for it. Craig Clotaire, 40, was found dead Friday, 2 days after he failed to return from an off-trail hiking. See? No, no. In densely forested mountains north of Yellowstone National Park. He was from the small city of Livingston, about 30 miles from the mauling site. That's what they're calling it. Tracks left at the scene and the nature of the attack suggests that a grizzly killed him. Park County Sheriff Brad Bichler, or Bikler. Did I call him Bichler? That's bad. That's not that man's name. And that's for your blooper reel, Gliss. There you go. Brad Bichler. But Bickler said there was no indication the bear sought out Clotaire, meaning it could have been simply an unlucky encounter. Help me here. How is it an unlucky encounter when you go off the trail hiking where grizzly bears live? You looking for Yogi and or Boo Boo? No, man. They're not there. I want to know where's the bear.
I think that's the point. I think they basically are saying, this guy went out there at his own risk, and he's in their environment, and the bear didn't necessarily come out. It does sound kind of silly, like it's almost like when someone commits a crime or something like, well, I didn't mean to do that. Like
I didn't mean to slap Chris Rock in front of 70 million people on television. I slapped him. So I'm gonna go home, sit down now. Bye bye.
I get what you're saying, but I think I'm guessing that they probably have some kind of protocol on situations like this in an area like that has so much wildlife, somewhere like Yosemite as well, where it's like, look, if you go off the beaten path and
you might get ate by a grizzly bear.
Yeah, out and you do that at your own risk. Like,
hey man, I know I'm a city
guy. He's not coming in the camp attacking you. You're out in his world.
I am fully aware of my city boy status, but sorry, Joe, I'm not going in the woods on an off. There is not, unless I'm going to find my woman who is also kind of silly for doing it. I will go and rescue her from a grizzly bear. I'm not going to do that. On a Facebook post, Bikler wrote that he had visited with Clotaire's wife on Sunday. Quote, she has reiterated to me that she and the family understand that Craig loved to be in wild places and was well aware of the risks involved with that. This sounds like a Far Side cartoon. I'm sorry. No, I'm not entertaining grizzly bears. Wildlife officials are trying to confirm whether grizzly was responsible for Clotaire's death through testing of animal hairs found at the site. This grizzly was really excited to see a human being. Oh, and he was married with 4 children, and wow, that's bad. That's bad. He was in a remote area with lots of timber and ravines, searching for antlers shed by elk and other big game animals. All right,
that's rough.
Hey, that's tough on me.
I'm an outdoors person. I love being outside, being in the mountains, but I'm not going to be going off, especially somewhere out in Montana where there's, grizzly bears and all kinds of other things that can do you harm. I think I like sticking mostly to, places I'm more familiar with and I, know the risks and all that stuff.
I don't know if you heard a few months back in the summer here in Chicago that there was a big protest and police beat people up and all kinds of things over the Christopher Columbus statue that got taken down in Grand Park, downtown Chicago. The mayor of Chicago, this woman is she's special, said that yesterday that she fully expects the statue of Christopher Columbus to be returned to the pedestal in Grant Park. But Not before a security plan is in place to prevent a repeat of the 2020 debacle that left dozens of ambushed police officers injured. People got injured too. Here's the problem, man. Christopher Columbus, if you do 2 seconds of research on him, was not a good man. There's a group of Italian Americans here in Chicago that insist that this statue be restored and put back up on these pedestals and stuff. And this is the same woman, when talking about the same statue, said, "My junk is bigger than all the Italian Americans in Chicago." This is crazy. And it's not picking up the steam I thought it would here in town. But the idea that this lady feels it necessary. Hey, man, go to that story and real quick, put this picture up of the police hitting people with bikes and whatnot. Because they were using their bicycle as they're trained to do, as a barricade of sorts. The idea that this lady is going to go back on her word and put the statue back tells you all you need to know about why she should not be mayor of this city anymore. This is ridiculous, man. There has to be a better way to have a conversation around who Christopher Columbus really was, and why having that statue is hard to look at. They also had a statue of Balbo here. You don't know who Balbo was. Balbo. Google Balbo. There's no reason for that. No reason for any of it. So now the mayor is like, yeah, we're gonna put the statue back. We're just gonna do it, and that's it. And the statue's coming back, and you're gonna like it. And there you go. Now they had something called the Chicago Monuments Project. It was an advisory committee that reviewed over 500 Chicago statues, trying to identify the ones that were offensive, problematic, not representative of the city, et cetera, et cetera. And 41 of those statues of the 500 were deemed problematic. And that was one of them. Unbelievable, man. She is a piece of work. I'm just saying, there's no reason for Lori Lightfoot, especially after this, that people can go, yeah, she makes a great mayor for Chicago, because she does not. We're going to take a break. It's time for hour 2 of the drive. When we come back, we will have hour 2 of the drive. And we will act like we just saw each other for the first time. It's the drive here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon supported device. And we will be right back. Welcome back to the drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon supported devices. I am him, Mario Smith, live from Chicago, Illinois, here at the Promontory in Hyde Park here in Chicago. Very glad that the Promontory allowed us to be in here yet another day, and glad that you joined us today. Joining me from the wonderful city of Portland, Oregon, is my man, Jay Gliss. Hello, Gliss. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good.
Right on. Precious Mosquito has joined us along with Joshua and Unknown User. unknown user is here. We're glad that you guys are here with us on the drive today. Again, back in the promontory. I do have on it. I can't see it that way. I do have on my Devin Hester because he is my second favorite bear of all time, and I wanted to make sure that I represented today for that. We have an interesting hour for you. We're going to talk about Will Smith and all that after we do our headlines. We've got sports, and our Did You Knows today might be the best ones we've done since we've been on the air. These are spectacular. I promise you.
Can I
really
say I feel like the last two shows are just like flying by.
It's different here. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's you being at the promontory. It just like livens things up a little bit.
I guess so. If we had a live studio audience, that would be even. But see, that's too much. I am not trying to put that pressure on myself because then, of course, they're my friends, so there'd be drinking, cursing, yelling. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I see you. There'll be a lot of that. I could do it though. I'm ready. I mean, we should. You know what? We might be able to pull that off actually.
Yeah.
But see, the way I do it, I just invite people off the street. Like, just come up.
Just come on up.
You homeless people, come here. I got something for you. You got a warm place and some drinks. You want a drink? Just come on in here. Let's do it. So interesting show in the first hour. Talked about a lot of stuff, including a man who apparently parades around town in a barber smock, which was quite interesting. A killer grizzly bear that nobody's going to try to apprehend, and Donald Trump, Donald John, boy, he's working it to the bitter end. How he is, again, another one. How's he not in jail for what happened on January the 6th, man? I don't understand that. I'm really, I don't get it. But what I do get is that we're about to do the headlines. Oh, by the way, Gliss, you're not giving people the full show here. You got a new setup, a new studio that you're working out of, which is beautiful. It looks like $1 million has been poured into it. Like you've got all kinds of bells and or whistles, and I love it. I have a ladder here, but you can't see it now. Wait, there's a ladder. Big time studio.
Like well, it makes that's authentic because things got to get done around there to get shows done.
And see, well, now you said that we just leave it in the shop for the whole show.
People do important things on that ladder right there.
Yeah, we're growing a bit, and it's stuff happening. But I'm telling you, man, this looks so nice, and I'm loving it. If I am here tomorrow, which it might be like a week of shows, like I was in Florida, except I'm down the street. It might end up doing a week of shows from here. I will be in a different part of the building, and that they will be doing stuff on the stage. And even though it would be quiet, I don't think it would be very visually appetizing for any of our back channel higher up
on remotes.
Yeah.
Sorry, all week.
Yeah. Cool. When I get this right, the remote aspect of it, I'm getting out of town, and I'm gonna take this puppy on the road. I should actually do a show from the train and just.
That'd be cool. I mean, no idea is a bad idea,
I suppose. And at this point,
you can try everything.
Yeah. Who's saying no to that? Mario on a train? Sure.
I mean, my dog does the show with me now, so.
That's right, man. Milo is in the building. The dog that knows how to activate the Amazon supported device is with Gliss.
Yeah, and he just laid down. He was sitting up a minute ago. He's kind of like, you didn't bring me any food or anything?
Right.
What's going on here?
What is this?
What are we doing
here? What are we doing? What are you doing? Human, help me. Quick headlines. President Biden today signed a bill into law to make lynching a federal hate crime. Finally, more than 100 years after such legislation. Pardon me for my commentary. How in the world has this not been okay. More than 100 years after such legislation was first proposed, the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act is named after the black teenager whose killing in Mississippi in the summer of 1955 became a galvanizing moment in the civil rights era. His grieving mother insisted on an open casket to show everyone how her son had been brutalized. Biden acknowledged the long delay during remarks in the Rose Garden to lawmakers, administration officials, and civil rights advocates, stressing how the violent deaths of black Americans were used to intimidate them and prevent them from voting simply because of their skin color. Quote, thank you for never giving up, the president said. Lynching was pure terror to enforce the lie that not everyone belongs in America. Not everyone is created equal. The FDA has okayed another Pfizer Moderna COVID booster for people 50 and up. I'm Mario Smith, and I'm extremely happy about that because I'm getting nervous. Americans 50 and older can get a second COVID-19 booster if it's been at least 4 months since their last vaccination, a chance at extra protection for the most vulnerable in case the coronavirus rebounds. The Food and Drug Administration today authorized an extra dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine for that age group and for certain younger people with severely weakened immune systems. Hours later, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommended the extra shot as an option, but stopped short of urging that those eligible rush out and get it right away. That decision expands the additional booster to millions more Americans. Everyone eligible for a first booster who hasn't gotten one yet needs to, FDA vaccine chief Peter Marks said. But the second booster is only for these higher risk groups because there's evidence protection can wane, and FDA decided the option, quote, will help save lives and prevent severe outcomes. And those are the headlines at the top of the hour. And Gliss, I pose the question to you, even though it's not in your age group, are you down? You good with getting that next one?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I mean, I'm feeling, I haven't been getting sick, so.
Me neither. But
and if I do, I want to have the protection to keep it a little.
I cannot imagine. I can't imagine after seeing how many people that I know die. I cannot imagine anybody that would be like, I don't want to get this shot. That is weird. I'm sure that upsets people that say it, but I don't care. After the 24 hours I've had on social media yelling and arguing with people about nothing, I don't care. Unknown user is back. Crazy pigeon, faulty catfish. Oliver here in Illinois. It's his first time. Hey, Oliver, how you doing? Welcome. And hi, he said hi. Okay. Sparkling Hawk. Patricia. And there was someone else, and I can't see it now. Oh, well, maybe if I go down. No. And they all joined the show. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. When we come back, we'll have the entertainment report, including the story about Chris Rock and Will Smith and why this is never going to end, and the apology that some people may have heard or didn't like. We'll do all that in a bit. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon supported device. And we'll be right back. We're live from the Promontory here in Chicago, Illinois, and it's time for the entertainment report. Have no fear, the camera's here. And as everybody in the world has been talking about for the last 24 hours now, Will Smith, Chris Rock, the incident, the slap heard around the world, all these different names, a billion memes, including Gliss, one of Jussie Smollett saying, Will Smith hit me too. All of it. I've seen it all. Clever. And then I'll send it to you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send it to your phone right now because it's good. It's too good to keep to myself. And when I saw it, Of course I laughed because
Yeah, someone in the chat yesterday said this is gonna become a GIF, and I didn't say it on air, but like when my wife and I talked about it on Sunday night, she was like, "Yeah, there's already like a million."
yeah, man.
Like GIFs, all kinds of stuff all over social media. Like,
it didn't take long at all.
It's
It
been
literally
immortalized.
took 2 minutes before people were like, "Oh, got it." So I just sent it to your phone.
Right.
You can post it if you want. I mean, I'll know when you see it. That's terrible. Somebody with a lot of time on their hands is very creative. So all the memes, all the this and that and everything, and last night on Instagram, Will Smith issued a written apology to Chris Rock and to everyone else. I think people don't. I mean, and you got to know that they're friends. Chris Rock appeared on The Fresh Prince dressed as a woman, who was supposed to be Will Smith's date on The Fresh Prince, doing a favor for his sister. I mean, they've been friends since Will Smith's been in the business. So anyway, here's what Chris Rock. Here's what Will Smith said last night. He said, "Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable." He went on to say, "Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will." Okay, fine. Here's the problem, man. Is this apology based on like a genuine feeling of regret and remorse, or is it because the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences said they're about to investigate what happened, explore the incident more, perhaps censor you or whatever they're going to do? They're not a disciplinary organization, but I mean, it's odd. Chris Rock apologized as well. And here's the thing: the joke wasn't about her alopecia. He made a comment about G.I. Jane. He never mentions her medical condition because something tells me he didn't know about it. That's not good enough for people, I know. Everybody wants blood. Everybody wants to beat up somebody that they laugh at all the time. They think Chris Rock is funny one week, then the next week he's abhorrent, and they think Will Smith is a good guy one week, next week he's a monster. Everybody. I think this is more telling about people than it is about those two. There are people in every city in the United States. I am willing to bet that there is a crime that is committed because someone said something that somebody didn't like, and they go and exact revenge for something they said. There is something to be said about defending your woman, defending black women, which you have to do that if you're going to be on my team. You got to do that. I don't know if that was a defense of her in that respect. I will go back to what I said the other day. He's from Philly. She's from Baltimore. She can speak for herself. I've heard her. She is a most articulate woman, and she is not afraid to tell you how she feels about something. Yes, she was upset by that because who wouldn't take it that all Chris Rock is talking about her alopecia? But we don't give people the benefit of the doubt anymore. We're not giving Chris Rock the benefit of the doubt at all. Should he have done that? No. Was it a joke? Not a funny one, because he referenced a movie that half the people in the audience had never seen or weren't born in 1997. You know what I'm saying? Is there another way that a 53-year-old man could avoid hitting a 56-year-old man, or however old Chris Rock is? Hell yeah. You don't walk up there and do that. You can still be justified in your anger. You can still be angry about what happened. You can still have really strong opinions about what happened. You could be mad at Chris Rock, but going up there and slapping the taste out of his mouth doesn't make Chris Rock look bad. It makes you look bad to some people, because some people are like, well, there's never a wrong time to defend your woman. No, you're right, there isn't, but there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. What if Chris Rock walks up on that stage and whispers to him, hey man, keep my wife's name out of your MFing mouth, or I will slap you on live television, and turns around and walks back downstairs and sits down? What do you think Chris Rock does? You know what he does? He goes, I just need to apologize for that joke that I just cracked. Jada, was not nothing personal about you or anything. I just was telling a joke, and I apologize to you, and I apologize to Will. And keep it moving. That moment is probably talked about, but not like this. This is ridiculous. And then I've gotten to it with a friend that I work with here, who told me, why are you paying so much attention to two idiots and blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, dude, that's not about them. It's bigger than that, because it's a microcosm of a problem that America is having. Being able, one, comedians being able to tell jokes is a problem now. Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, others. And number two, people see and hear what they want, right? And I'm telling you, again, that juvenile place that I work, the Juvenile Detention Center on the west side of Chicago, is full of kids in there because they heard somebody say something, or someone dissed them or disrespected them, and they did something about it. They either shot them, hurt them, or killed them. So no.
And that's not what anybody should want. Of course, things happen sometimes, things escalate, but in that moment, like you said, in such a public setting, there's just so many other ways that it could have been dealt with. It was just like composure was completely lost, and it created this moment that, it's never, people are always going to remember that, like forever. And it's just like, it's so unfortunate because it takes away so much from him, from his night of winning that award. And from, as he mentioned in his apology, the Williams family, who was a part of this project. Like, think about how it affected all the other people that worked hard on this project. Yes, it's his award, but you're all on the same team. Like, that's, as someone that worked on that movie, you feel like you're part of that. So it's like, it goes beyond that and who it affects. And like you said, it's just the idea that I've seen the same things that you've said, like, oh, well, he didn't do anything wrong, he was defending her. But again, two things, like, how do we decide as a society what stand-up comedians can tell jokes about and what they can't? Comedians for forever have made fat jokes. I mean, you think that someone who's 500 pounds and has heard people talk about it their whole lives, that, that they're not going to feel a certain way, feel upset if a comedian makes a joke about them? Of course they do. I mean, there's so much. It's just like, where do you draw the line? And even if you have a line, that's still not a way to deal with a problem. Like, you just can't do that.
You cannot.
And, so like, to people are saying he didn't do anything wrong, he assaulted him. Like, that's illegal. So I mean, that's against the law. So yes, he did do something wrong.
You cannot assault someone without there being some consequence for it, because that's not how the world works. On this stage, we have comedians from time to time, and I'm not kidding. I have a fear in me that one of these comedians is going to tell a joke, and one of these clowns that's at the show is going to try to walk up on one of our comedians, and they may get a surprise. It might not work out like it did for Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not trying to will it into existence or anything like, pardon the pun, into existence. But it could happen. And it wouldn't just have to happen here. It could happen anywhere, because people feel empowered when they see things and when they hear things. And it's a fact. And people's empowerment sometimes comes from watching the actions of somebody who is perceived to be above it. right? If somebody, because if it happens again, what do you think people are going to say? That's why I told my friend who told me in a week we won't be talking about this anymore. I'm like, oh, that's not true. Every time his name comes up now, for the rest of his life and afterwards, they're going to remember that. They're going to talk about all his great things he's done, and then they're going to say, but you know, that night he slapped Chris Rock, the night he won the best actor, or the night he slapped Chris Rock. It's going to always be the night he slapped Chris Rock. Yeah. For Chris Rock, he probably would be able to move, because now, as I heard a comedian say last night, Chris Rock now has an act. He has a new act that he can do for years about getting slapped by Will Smith.
Well, I mean, look how smoothly he handled it in that moment. Like, I mean,
what else was he going to do?
If
he starts fighting him, now the Oscars are over. Yes. And there's a gigantic fight in Los Angeles. It's Death Row Records against
right. The old, what was that? The
Source Awards.
The Source Awards. That's right. Yeah,
it's the Source Awards. If Chris Rock fights back, there was nothing he could do. He did what he was supposed to do, though. He was like, "Hey, man, okay, I got you. I'm not going to do it." And apparently, the slap didn't hurt because he definitely took it and was like, "Whoa, he slapped me."
Yeah,
or maybe he was just.
He even made a couple jokes that got some laughs right after that.
Yeah,
I mean, he came out of it fine. Other than the fact that he got slapped in the face, but.
That's why I say people hear and see what they want. Kathy Griffin wrote on Twitter, she said, "Let me tell you something. It's a very bad practice to walk up on stage and physically assault a comedian. Now we all have to worry about who wants to be the next Will Smith in comedy clubs and theaters." That's one comedian. George Takei, who's not a comedian, said Smith losing his cool was a bad look when so many people were watching. Quote, "Many people, especially kids, look up to actors. Because of that, we have an obligation to try to be good role models. With celebrity comes responsibility." Nicki Minaj had something to say on behalf of Jada Pinkett Smith. She said, "Imagine what it must feel like to be losing your hair to the point where you have to shave it bald. You think that's easy to deal with for anyone? You don't think she's cried about that many times?" She wrote on Twitter. Sometimes when you're speaking about somebody's wife, you can't really help that. So that's what I would say. That's just, I'm sorry, man. Judd Apatow said, out of control, he called it out of control rage and violence. He noted that celebrities have been the target of jokes for decades. Quote, "They've heard a million jokes about them in the last 3 decades. They are not freshmen in the world of Hollywood and comedy. He lost his mind." He deleted that tweet. Richard Marx said, "No poor joke justified the response. Quote, I guess millions of people can't comprehend that no level of fame or accolades give license to commit battery over a verbal joke," close quote. And Mark Hamill called the incident the ugliest Oscar moment ever, tweeting, quote, "Stand-up comics are very adept at handling hecklers. Violent physical assault, not so much." Janai Nelson, president and director counsel of the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund, wrote, "I know we're all still processing, but the way casual violence was normalized tonight by a collective national audience will have consequences that we can't even fathom in the moment." Conan O'Brien made light of the situation, however. He said, "Just saw the Will Smith slap. Anyone have a late night show I can borrow just for tomorrow?" Well, there's that. Unbelievable. Yeah, so I don't think it's, I think in as much as it is about that moment, it's about a bigger moment, a much bigger moment. And, at some point, man, we have an obligation to pay attention to those large moments and really, really think about what it means to have that platform. I don't care who is platform, but a platform like that, to have that platform, your moment, you ruined your own moment. No one ruined it for you. No joke in the world could have ruined me. And I know I'm going to win Best Oscar because I ran through every award ceremony in the country. And then this happens? Man. Now, I'm glad he apologized. I'm glad that he did that. That's a big move. Don't know what that means for the future of him being at the Academy Awards. And even that night, he said, "I hope that I'm invited to come back," because he's not going to stop making movies. And by all accounts, he's going to keep making good ones, and he's going to keep being good in them. Yeah, it's a shame. There's other things that we didn't get a chance to get to. I'll just rerun some of these for tomorrow. But one of them is Malia Obama being in the writers' room of Donald Glover's new Amazon series. And I do want to talk about this really quickly, and then we'll go on to sports. And she, long story. I'll tell you some other time. Donald Glover has confirmed that Malia Obama is in the writers' room for his new Amazon series. The Atlanta Emmy winner told Vanity Fair that Obama is an amazingly talented person, adding, "She's really focused and she's working really hard. I feel like she's just somebody who's going to have really good things coming soon," Glover said. "Her writing style is great." Stephen Glover, Donald's brother and frequent collaborator, is also developing the Obama assisted Amazon series and had this to say about the young talent. "Donald always says perspective is important, and people with different perspectives are important for a writer's room. And for sure, Malia definitely has a unique perspective on everything. So we wanted to hear her stories and have her work with us. Listening to her stories and having her involved really gave us a lot of good ideas." Donald Glover signed an 8-figure overall deal with Amazon Studios in February of 2021. Sources told Variety at that time that Malia Obama was joining the writer's room of a Glover project with playwright Janine Neighbors, but it wasn't until now that Obama's involvement was confirmed. The series is reportedly about a Beyonce-like figure. Neighbors is known for her work on Watchmen, Away, and Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. Atlanta just returned for its long-delayed third season on FX. Variety critic Daniel D'Addario called the new season a startling stunner masterclass in his rave review, praising its direct storytelling. Atlanta will return for a fourth and final season in the fall, and that is the way the cookie crumbles with entertainment in the world. That is, have no fear, the cameras are here. When we come back, oh boy, it's going to be a quick one, but we got a sports report. The Dylan T. Pickle sports page is coming, play ball, and then we'll offer you a story to take with you for the rest of the day. Thanks so much for joining us here live from the Promontory. It's The Drive, and we'll be back right after these words. You know, in that shot, when you look at Soldier Field, all the changes that the team is making, Bliss, I look at it and I'm like, man, Bliss's kids are going to be grandparents by the time the Bears are good. And it's going to be terrible. It's going to be bad for a little while. Gary T said something very interesting in our chat here. He says that ticket sales for Chris.
Up for a sec. Yeah.
Ticket sales for Chris' upcoming stand-up tour have increased due to what happened on Sunday night. I am not surprised. I'm telling you. He's got material now to last him the rest of his career. And now every time he says his name, and again, that's another, every time you think about Chris Rock now, maybe not every time you think about Chris Rock, but when it will be in your mind like, man, he got coins knocked out of his body on international television. So stupid. We all got to do better. I'm convinced that we all have to do better. Here's a report from the NFL that I think is quite interesting. NFL is requiring teams to hire women or minorities as coaches for the 2022 season. The National Football League set forth new diversity and inclusion efforts for the 2022 season at its annual owners meeting. That's what we should do next year. We should be at the owners meeting, Bliss, in Florida. We should do our show from there.
Yeah, man. Start doing some remote broadcasts.
We should do a show from the owners meeting. We should, everybody from Backchannel, even Haley and Allison, fly them over, and we just all do shows from Florida, and then fly us all to Los Angeles. We do shows from there, and then everybody go your separate ways. Get out of here, kids. Go the best way you can. Among the inclusion efforts, requiring its 32 teams to employ a female or a member of an ethnic or racial minority as an offensive assistant, the league said in a statement. Candidates must have at least 3 years of collegiate or professional experience in coaching football. Those persons will receive a 1-year contract with a salary and benefits, the organization announced. Why?
Precious Mosquito wants to go with us on our trip too.
To Florida? Word. Yeah. Heck yeah, Precious Mosquito. Yeah, you get it. Of course you can go. Sure. Hot hair. All of you guys can come. Precious Mosquito, I'm hoping I'm correct on this. As a mosquito, you can just kind of like get into like the luggage or something. You're not gonna like, I don't know, fly with us on the plane. How do we get you there? It's amazing that a mosquito can type. That's such a
or
terrible
speak
job.
to their Amazon device. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Or speak to your Amazon device. Yeah, because that's what it appears you're doing. Anyway, hi. It's nice to meet you, Precious Mosquito. I hope you come back and check more of the drive out. Are you a qualified football coach, Precious Mosquito? Because the NFL is looking to change their image. You could become a coach. Apparently, you get a 1-year deal with a salary and benefits for the roles. The NFL will reimburse teams up to $200,000 in 2022, $205,000 in 2023 from a league fund for coaches. Why don't they just hire people and stop doing this? Precious Mosquito is indeed speaking through the Amazon device. This is so cool. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. For you folks who follow baseball, Albert Pujols is returning to the St. Louis Cardinals for what he says is his last season in St. Louis. I'm not a Cub fan, but I think I'm going to speak for all Cub fans here. Who cares, dude? Go away already. That's for you Cub fans.
Yeah.
Ain't that nice of me? Because I don't care about the Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals have agreed to a 1-year deal with franchise legend Albert Pujols. The deal is worth $2.5 million, said the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. The pact will give the 42-year-old Pujols a bit of a retirement tour with the team that drafted him and for which he played the first 11 years of his Hall of Fame career. Pujols was reintroduced to Cardinals faithful at a spring training game Monday, which was actually pretty cool. I saw that. And he told reporters that the 2022 season will be his last in Major League Baseball.
What happened to him?
He got old. He got that big deal from the Angels.
He signed that, what was it, 10-year contract or something like that?
Like $150 million or some $200 million or whatever.
And he was just like slowly, it was like a really slow roller coaster. Like
it is something to be said for being that guy, getting traded and getting all that money, and then being on a team that doesn't compete. I mean, that you kind of lose some of your incentive to want to play well when your team stinks and they stink.
I mean, those teams in St. Louis, man, they had a good run there when he was on the Cardinals.
Dude, whenever he came to Wrigley Field, I got happy because I knew what was going to happen to the Cubs. They weren't winning. I went to a game at Wrigley and saw the Cardinals play the Cubs. It was 1,000,000 degrees outside. Pujols was just doing work. It was so great. I loved it. And it's already bad enough I got on a Sox hat. I'm deep on the north side. But I didn't care. What they going to do? Beat me up? Maybe, probably. Or somebody might run up and slap me. And Pujols he a marauder. He killed the Cubs. And it was great. I loved it. Wasn't mad about it in any fashion. But he says this is it. He's like, hold on to this moment. I'm not doing this anymore. And I find a bit of comfort in knowing that at 42 years old, he's still like that dude, enough of that dude where they feel like they could get him and sign him up. And he gets to end his career in St. Louis. That's kind of nice.
That's always
the Angels ain't doing nothing. So it's probably good that he left. And got to finish this out. And he's got home runs still to get close to 700, if I'm not mistaken. Did he get it already? I don't remember. No, he would have. They would have made They would have made a big deal. They probably had a plate, one of those Harlequin. No, that's the book, The Harlequin Romance. One of those ceramic plates, the Albert Pujols plate. Lionel Messi signed a $20 million deal with a crypto firm, Socios, to promote digital fan tokens. We giving Messi more money? Doesn't he have money issues? Do we really want to be giving Messi money? Messi becomes the latest global sports personality to enter the crypto world following Tampa Bay's Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady and LeBron James. Messi's deal also comes amid a growing wave of tie-ups between crypto firms and football, soccer. Messi, whose move from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain in August included a cryptocurrency payment, will be involved in a publicity and promotion campaign for Socios in the build-up to the Qatar World Cup, which starts in November. The ambassador deal for Messi does not include crypto payments and is a 3-year agreement, the source said. Again, don't we know for a fact that Messi did some tax evading? Oh, speaking of taxes, I got to do my taxes, dog. This schizophrenic show we do, I just remembered my taxes aren't done. What is it? Almost April 1st? I should get on that.
Probably.
Yeah, I should do that. I should make that a thing as quickly as I possibly can so that I don't get in any trouble.
I did my federal taxes like early, but I haven't done my state taxes yet.
I need to get on it, man. Another thing to do. I need a person. I need a perfect mosquito. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was going to say, we open it. Anybody in the chat looking to be an assistant to the drive?
Please, quickest armadillo, ancient elephant, knowledgeable kangaroo. Are any of you accountants by any chance? Can you help a brother out, please? John is here. Hey, long time no here. Hey, ancient elephant, how you doing? Yeah, can somebody help me, please? I can't do this by myself. I'm no Leo Messi. I don't want to go to jail for tax evasion. No. I keep this money rolling. Because I make so much of it. Can't you tell? I gotta really keep it going. All right, that's enough. I'm not going to talk about it, Abramovich. Whatever, man. The Ricketts are going to buy Chelsea. I'm not a Chelsea fan. I love Arsenal and can tolerate Tottenham. If they buy Chelsea, good luck. I do know that Abramovich causes a problem. It's a bit of a dichotomy, especially now that he's a chief negotiator in the Ukraine-Russian war. What are we doing? What are we doing? Hey, Gliss, you want to hear some weird news?
Always.
Oh, I want you to hear it because I read it. This one is weird. A dog. Oh, Lord, please. This is how we get in trouble. How I get in trouble. I won't drag you down with me, Gliss. A dog who made national headlines this month. I can hear it now, though. Who submitted the story? I got your back.
I did.
I say it's me. I say we. I'll say it's
I found it. I submitted it, and it's an interesting story.
Oh, yes, it is, because I read it. I was like,
It's both like, yeah. There's so many things that went through my head hearing about this story. I was like,
and I hope no one takes offense. It's like when I go to my, I have a Mexican friend, and he has a dog. And I always go, I wonder if that dog is Mexican. You know what I mean? Like, I have white friends that go to their house sometimes. I go, man, I wonder if that dog is a white dog. Does that dog identify culturally as white?
I guess, like, given, their environment, like, they're picking up on some of that,
The Indian dog. It's like when you go to so okay, now you get the gist of it, and let's just keep it moving. A dog who made national headlines this month after being abandoned by his owners for being gay has been adopted by a same-sex couple. The couple, who has been together 33 years, said that they had faced the same ignorance and bigotry. They adopted the dog and took the 5-year-old canine to the vet, where he was treated for heartworms, neutered, and given a health check. There, the veterinarian assured them that the dog's previous behavior was a dominance and play behavior, not an expression of sexual preference. The couple knew that already, of course, In addition to understanding dog behavior, they say he hates having his picture taken. And what gay person doesn't want their picture taken?
I love that they threw that in. They're like, we understand that this is not at all what these people thought it was, but here's why.
That came from NBC News. Don't come at me. Don't at me, gang. But that doesn't make the dog gay, does it?
And I know, and just that's like that was my main thing from the story. Like, who are these people? This couple that got rid of their pet. Like, come on, what kind of ignorant thing is that?
Sheila, that's it. We got to get rid of this dog.
But like, what's your problem, man?
Why, Walter? This dog is gay. What? Word? That's what we doing?
First of all, just like totally out there to even think it in the first place. But then to like, then there's the whole other part of it of like, really? Like, come on now, people.
Angela, that's it. I'm getting rid of this dog.
Milo was pissed. He just got up and turned his back on me.
He's pissed at you. So
like, why are you guys talking about us like this?
Right? Why are you talking? That dog has feelings too. How dare you? A gay dog. I've never heard of such a thing. I've got gay friends. I'm going to text one of my gay friends right now. Get to the bottom. Wait, and get to the bottom of this.
Like I said, it's just like it's a weird thought to have in the first place because it's just a dog. They have behavior like that all the time.
Right.
And second of all, even if it were a thing, which it's not, like,
why would it?
Yeah, like, why are you getting rid of the dog? Come on.
But I mean, it was really nice of those people to come and take the dog.
Yeah, I mean, a good ending to the story.
Yeah.
Like,
but just the idea that somebody would go, this dog's gay, we got to get rid of it.
Right. It's like, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? What is wrong with humans? Okay. Oh, boy. What a lead into the front of mind story. When we come back, we got one last roundup before we take off from here at the beautiful promontory in Hyde Park. Yeah, if you got a gay dog, don't get mad at me. I didn't know it was a thing, but I kind of suspected it when I used to ask my friends of various ethnicities, do you think your dog is Puerto Rican? Do you think your dog is Mexican? That's a t-shirt too. Gonna work on it. We'll be back with the front of mind story in just a moment. It's the Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel. We're all losing our jobs tomorrow. Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon supported devices. We'll be right back. So this is a real one. This story here is pretty cool, and people keep trying to make me like Gordon Ramsay, and this actually made me like Gordon Ramsay a whole lot more than I do. Celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay came to the rescue for Edward Peak Middle School in Biggleswade in the UK when kitchen manager Tina Clark was left to feed hundreds of students alone with two of her employees out sick. Ramsay, who's generally known for being less than polite on his hit television shows such as Hell's Kitchen and Master Chef, was being interviewed on the BBC Radio 2 breakfast show last week when exasperated Clark called in to ask for help. Quote, I'm cooking here on my own. I'm working here in a school kitchen and my chef has gone off sick. I've got another one off with COVID and just wondered if Gordon would help me today. Give me a hand after his interview, Clark half jokingly asked. Although Ramsey said he himself wasn't available, he offered to dispatch one of his chefs to the school. That's pretty cool. When I phoned in, I really did not expect for him to send a chef, Clark told the BBC. When I finally got a message saying your chef will be with you in an hour, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to fess up to the head teacher, and I hope she doesn't give me detention. Ramsey said Chef Rob Roy Cameron via a cab from Ramsey's Lucky Cat restaurant in London, and Clark immediately put him to work prepping cauliflower cheese for the students. I'm sure he was terrified by having three menopausal women around him in the kitchen all day, Clark told the BBC. The school was sure to thank both chefs through social media and recorded messages, one of which was played for Ramsey on the BBC's The One Show the following day, with Clark telling Ramsey it sent a huge buzz around the school, so thank you. Anytime, Tina, Ramsey responded. The BBC hosts were quick to remind Ramsey to be careful or the school might ask for help more often. I keep wanting to not like him, man, and then he keeps doing cool stuff like this. And he's a Bulls fan. There's just so many reasons I don't want to like him, but it's hard not to like Gordon Ramsay. That was pretty cool because he didn't have to do anything, and he took the time to do something. Okay, here we go, gang. On this day in 1959, I wasn't there, but I was there. Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe and Jack Lemmon premieres in theaters. Wow. In 1985, I was there for. Okay, Gliss. In 1985, the record for the world's longest shower is set at 340 hours. Come on, man. What?
Man,
Who takes a shower?
you are one pathetic loser.
Who takes
Why? It's like the lion thing we were talking about yesterday. Why do you want to spend your time doing that? Like, why is that what you're doing?
340 hours?
You are one pathetic loser.
Or you smell really bad. But it doesn't take 20 minutes. What are you doing in that shower for 340 hours? What?
I
340
know that I want to know
hours.
that.
Oh my God, that is horrifying. What do you look like when you come out of that shower?
California raisins.
Oh, Zesty Guinea Pig has joined us. Zesty Guinea Pig says, I like your shirt. Thank you. This is my homage to my second favorite bear of all time, Devin Hester. And hello. Quickest Armadillo, Knowledgeable Kangaroo, also joining us. But yeah, a 340-hour shower. That is wild. People are insane. In 1992, Democratic presidential frontrunner Bill Clinton acknowledges experimenting with marijuana, quote, a time or two while attending Oxford University, adding, I didn't inhale, I didn't try it again. Liar, liar, liar. Liar on a time or two, liar on I did inhale, and liar on I didn't try it again. Liar. Gigantic liar.
All right.
You're damn right. In 1967, my man, John Popper was born. He of Blues Traveler. Also born
like him.
Yeah, man. Bad dude. Bad man. I like him a lot. In 1968, actress Lucy Lawless, Xena, Warrior Princess. Yeah, man. I got a story about that. I got a story about everything, but I absolutely have a Xena story. I can't tell it on any social media platform. I have to tell it to someone in person. Tennis player Jennifer Capriati. I used to like her. Born in 1976. Her birthday is today. On this date in music history, in 1827, 20,000 attend Ludwig von Beethoven's funeral in Vienna. You know what? It was a closed casket funeral. I was there. It was great. In 1980, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon spends its 303rd week on the charts.
Crazy.
That is crazy. Beating the record set by Carole King's Tapestry, a really great album too. It will remain there for 741 weeks.
It's crazy.
Wow. That is stunning. Here we go. Some baseball movies to watch. We'll start from the bottom at number 20. Bottom of the ninth. The Phenom, The Rookie, The Natural. If you build it, they will come, Ray. They will come. Fever Pitch, Trouble with the Curve, never saw that. Sugar, never saw that. $1 Million Arm, Major League, one of my favorite movies ever is Major
Me
League.
too. Love.
I love that movie.
It's a must this time of year.
My name Willie Mays Hayes. I run like Willie, I catch like Mays. 61, another really good one. The Perfect Game, Rookie of the Year. That dude did a TikTok. He's got like a big bushy beard and everything now. It's really funny, the picture kid. Undrafted. One of my absolute favorite movies for real is The Bad News Bears. Such a good movie. The Sandlot. 42.
I love The Sandlot.
Yeah, The Sandlot is great too.
Sandlot was like right in my wheelhouse. Like I was a kid when that movie came out. Like baseball.
Great
cool.
movie. 42. A League of Their Own, filmed here in Chicago. A really cool movie. I like that. Moneyball. Never could understand money. I don't know why. Just Moneyball didn't do it for me. Maybe I don't know. And then Field of Dreams. Kevin Costner. There you go. If you build it, they will come, Ray. That's the movie. I'm sorry, not The Rookie. The Rookie is Roy Hobbs knocked the lights out. Whatever. Can't stop looking at this thing about this gay dog. That's really freaking me out. Goodness. Hey, Chris, did you know that 20% of dads embarrass their kids when they yell and scream at their sports games? Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but like I do know my 15-year-old's he gets incredibly embarrassed when anything happens, like when he's getting picked up at school. Yeah. Including like the 8-year-old and the 4-year-old always want to like roll down the window
and be excited to see their big
brother. Hi, Colin. Yeah. And then he'll like awkwardly walk to the car and be like, why are you guys doing that?
Poor kid. He'll be all right. Let's see what else. Did you know? I'm sorry, Far Lion and Teresa's here. Teresa says hilarious. Okay. Did you know 3% of Americans have eaten while in the bathtub? That's nasty.
I just can't think of any scenario where I would be like, I've had a beer. Okay, beer in the shower. That's cool.
Yeah, beer in the shower is a thing.
Yeah,
maybe eating grapes in the bathtub is a thing.
Yeah, but what do you like? You're sitting in the water and it's stagnant. Like, why do you want to eat your food while you're trying to get clean? I don't get that.
Is it like fish and chips or like a burger and fries?
Cheetos.
Chip and dip. 85% of plant life is found in the ocean. Did you know vanilla and chocolate are the top 2 ice cream flavors in America? Butter pecan is the 3rd most popular. I love butter pecan. People call butter pecan old people ice cream. It's delicious. Did you know the average person buys laundry detergent once every 3 weeks? I bet it's probably more than that, depending on the size of your household. Did you know that over 80% of U.S. households have a spoon or fork still sealed in the clear wrapper from a takeout order? Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Did you know you can now buy Girl Scout Thin Mint pretzels? Yes, pretzels dipped twice in Girl Scout Thin Mint chocolate. Amazon, baby. Amazon.
I might have to try that.
Yes. Thin Mint pretzels? Yeah.
Trying to eat well, but man, that's good.
Yeah, that sounds good. And finally, did you know that Pop-Tarts now have a Snickerdoodle flavor? Snickerdoodle. I bet that tastes like roadkill. I wouldn't eat that.
I was gonna say, like, oh, great,
no way.
A flavor they didn't think of.
A flavor no one should be thinking of is anything that's flavored like that combines a Pop-Tart and a Snickerdoodle. Sorry, no. All right, man. I think we've done enough here. Yeah. I can't think of anything else that's left to do. I gotta go home and eat. I can go out, shake some hands.
You gonna go home and not actually stay at home, or you just been like just hanging out there the whole time?
The weather here is kind of crappy today. I think I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna hang out here because there's nothing happening here today. But I think I'm gonna go home and actually stay at home. I have some things to do, dishes to wash, stuff to move around. I have some real life chores, but hopefully I don't get bombarded by the thousands of people who are here in our live studio audience who are watching the drive with me, who are celebrating our great accomplishment
Yeah,
today.
they've been quiet for a while.
They don't have a lot to say. They're very like, we'll let you do it, buddy. You do all the talking. We'll wait until after it's over. Thank you, Bliss, man. I appreciate your help today, brother. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on.
See ya.
Right on. See you soon. Thank you to everybody who are passengers on the drive today. Casual Elephant, Quickest Armadillo, H&N Elephant, Knowledgeable Kangaroo, Jean, Hot Hair, Kari Miss London, Stacy, the Mosquito Person, everybody. Thank you. I really appreciate you being with us today on the drive. And thank you to the folks from the Promontory for allowing us to use the space today. We really appreciate that. And maybe we'll be back here tomorrow. Maybe not. As the sun begins its descent on a cloudy day in Chicago, Illinois, we appreciate everybody checking out all the entertainment here on Backchannel.tv. Backchannel.tv will be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern with Haley and Allison live from the UK. For now, have a great evening. Enjoy everything tonight. We really appreciate you being here. And on behalf of all of the staff and crew at Backchannel.tv, thank you so much for watching us today. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning beginning at 6 a.m. We'll be back at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks for watching.